Hello, I'm CJ and we'll discuss about the set of real numbers. First on our list are the natural numbers. Natural numbers are the numbers that are commonly used for counting. That's why they are also called counting numbers. For example, 2, 3, 10, 21. Next is the whole numbers. The whole numbers is just the set of natural numbers with the addition of the element 0. The integers are just the whole numbers plus their negative counterparts. So 3 and negative 3, 1 and negative 1, 7 and negative 7, and negative 53 and positive 53. And we still include 0. Then we have the rational numbers. Rational numbers is a set of all numbers which can be expressed in the form of a over b, where a and b are integers and b is not equal to 0. In decimals, rational numbers can be expressed as terminating or non-terminating repeating decimals. Example, negative 5, 5 over 11, 0.4, and negative 10 over 7. If the number is not a rational number, it must be an irrational number. Irrational numbers cannot be expressed as a ratio of two integers, and as decimals, they are non-terminating and non-repeating. For example, square root of 2, which is approximately 1.44214, and pi, which is 3.1415926. So we have natural numbers, the element 0, the negative, which completes the set of integers, rational numbers, irrational numbers. These subsets make up the set of real numbers. Now, let's focus on the integers and its properties. The first property of integers is the closure property, which states that the sum of any two integers is always an integer. For example, 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. 4 plus negative 2 is equal to 2. 2 and 5 are both integers. Next is the distributive property. So the distributive property states that when an expression involves both addition and multiplication, the distributive property comes in. The distribution property of multiplication over addition tells us that if a term is multiplied by a term in the parenthesis, we need to distribute the multiplication over all terms. Or simply, the sum of b and c multiplied to a is just equal to the product of a and b plus the product of a and c. Next property is the commutative property. For addition, the order of the addends does not affect the sum. For example, 4 plus 7 is equal to 7 plus 4. Negative 1 plus negative 3 is equal to negative 3 plus negative 1. For multiplication, the order of the factors does not affect the product. Like 4 times 8 is equal to 8 times 4, and negative 3 times 9 is just equal to 9 times negative 3. T is the associative property. So for addition, it states that changing the grouping of the addends does not affect the sum. For example, the sum on 2 and 3 added to 5 is equal to the sum of 5 and 3 added to 2. So for multiplication, changing the group of the factors does not affect the product. Just like the product of 4 and 2 multiplied by 5 is equal to the product of 2 and 5 multiplied by 4. Next property is the identity property. So in addition, the sum of 0 and any number is the number itself. 0 is the identity element or the additive identity of addition. So for example, 4 plus 0 is equal to 4. For multiplication, the product of 1 and any number is the number itself. 1 is the identity element or the multiplicative identity of multiplication. For example, 7 times 1 is equal to 7. The last property of integer is the inverse property. So in addition, for every number n, where n plus negative n is equal to 0. So the additive inverse of a number is its opposite. So 3 plus negative 3 is equal to 0, which is the identity element. For multiplication, for every n except 0, where n times 1 over n is equal to 1. 0 is an exception because division by 0 is undefined. The multiplicative inverse of a number is its reciprocal. So 5 times 1 over 5 is equal to 1. So now we will discuss about the real number line and the term absolute value. So the real number line is the line whose points are real numbers. The set of real numbers contains all positive numbers, all negative numbers, and 0. The 0 point on the number line is called the origin. Numbers to the right of 0 are called positive numbers, and the numbers to the left of 0 are called negative numbers. 0 is neither negative nor positive. Numbers to the right of 0 are called positive numbers, and the numbers to the left of 0 are called negative numbers. Now we will talk about the absolute value. The absolute value of a number is the distance from 0 on a number line. Opposite integers are of the same distance from 0. The only difference between opposite integers is their direction from 0. One is to the right of 0 while the other is to its left. Negative 3 and positive 3 have the same absolute value, but positive 3 is to the right of 0. Negative 3 is to the left of 0,